CEO Zachary Harding are being questioned by authorities on reasonable suspicion of breaching multiple financial and corporate laws. The Financial Investigations Division also says multiple electronic devices and documents. Former Stocks and Securities Limited Director Hugh Croskrey, his daughter Sarah Meany, and ex-CEO Zachary Harding are being questioned by authorities on reasonable suspicion of breaching multiple financial and corporate laws. The Financial Investigations Division also says multiple electronic devices and documents related to the collapsed investment firm were seized during today's pre-dawn operations in St. Andrew and St. James as part of the ongoing investigation into the collapsed investment firm. The Financial Investigations Division says investigators are assessing all matters arising and forensically inspecting all evidence collected. Croskrey, the founder of SSL, his daughter and her husband Dermot were taken from separate premises in St. Andrew and Kempshot District, St. James, during the coordinated operations that included FID, the police, and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency. The FID said Croskrey and Meany were taken into custody on reasonable suspicion of breaches of the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Larceny Act, and the Banking Services Act. Harding reported to investigators this afternoon to be questioned in the presence of his attorney. Harding is being interrogated on reasonable suspicion of breaching the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Banking Services Act, and the Companies Act. Meany's husband, Dermot Meany, was arrested for an alleged breach of the Firearms Act, which the FID claimed was discovered during the operation. The FID said Dermot Meany, a licensed firearm holder, was found in possession of ammunition exceeding the legally permitted amount. According to the FID, documents related to SSL and multiple electronic devices were among the items seized at the premises where Meany was held. Earlier, the FID said its operations were linked to alleged fraudulent activity at SSL, which became public in January 2023. To date, the only person charged is former SSL client relationship manager Jean-Ann Panton, who was slapped with multiple offenses in February 2023. Panton has claimed that her initial confession was made under duress due to an alleged offer from Hugh Croskrey. She has since recanted the confession and denies any involvement. Croskrey has denied the allegation. The FID previously indicated that more than 200 client accounts were affected in the alleged fraud, which it said involved over $30 million. A company owned by sports legend Usain Bolt is among the impacted clients. Earlier this year, Bolt expressed displeasure over the pace of investigations. And the Director of Communications at the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, Major Basil Jarrett, says the agency will be supporting the FID with its Stocks and Securities Limited investigation through the provision of data and cyber forensics personnel.
Who will assist with the securing, handling and processing of evidentiary items, including digital devices and other documentary material. Notwithstanding this supporting role, though, we remain ready to provide whatever additional capabilities or assistance the FID may require to carry out and complete the operations in a timely manner.
Director of Communications at MOCA, Major Basil Jarrett. And opposition spokesperson on national security, Fitz Jackson, has welcomed today's developments in the probe of the SSL fraud matter, describing the move as necessary, though long overdue. Mr. Jackson commended the personnel across the various agencies for their persistence in advancing the investigation and said the Jamaican public now expects tangible results. He noted that the criminal actions have caused deep harm, particularly to ordinary Jamaicans who lost their hard-earned savings and, with it, the quality of life they had worked and sacrificed to secure.
I look forward to early arrest and successful prosecution of all persons involved in this massive multi-billion-dollar fraud. The criminal act by those well-to-do involved has robbed so many of our people of their hard-earned money and deprived so many of them of a quality of life they have sacrificed to secure. I am also commending the many Jamaicans across the country and in the diaspora who have lent their persistent voices in demanding that all those responsible be held accountable. It is only our collective and persistent agitations will ensure that the interests of everyday Jamaicans are protected, not only from criminals on the streets, but also from those in high places.
Opposition spokesperson on national security, Fitz Jackson. The police have identified the man. Former Stocks and Securities Limited Director Hugh Croskrey, his daughter Sarah Meany, and ex-CEO Zachary Harding are being questioned by authorities on reasonable suspicion of breaching multiple financial and corporate laws. The Financial Investigations Division also says multiple electronic devices and documents related to the collapsed investment firm were seized during today's pre-dawn operations in St. Andrew and St. James as part of the ongoing investigation into the collapsed investment firm. The Financial Investigations Division says investigators are assessing all matters arising and forensically inspecting all evidence collected. Croskrey, the founder of SSL, his daughter and her husband Dermot were taken from separate premises in St. Andrew and Kempshot District, St. James, during the coordinated operations that included FID, the police, and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency. The FID said Croskrey and Meany were taken into custody on reasonable suspicion of breaches of the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Larceny Act, and the Banking Services Act. Harding reported to investigators this afternoon to be questioned in the presence of his attorney. Harding is being interrogated on reasonable suspicion of breaching the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Banking Services Act, and the Companies Act. Meany's husband, Dermot Meany, was arrested for an alleged breach of the Firearms Act, which the FID claimed was discovered during the operation. The FID said Dermot Meany, a licensed firearm holder, was found in possession of ammunition exceeding the legally permitted amount. According to the FID, documents related to SSL and multiple electronic devices were among the items seized at the premises where Meany was held. Earlier, the FID said its operations were linked to alleged fraudulent activity at SSL, which became public in January 2023. To date, the only person charged is former SSL client relationship manager, Jean-Ann Panton, who was slapped with multiple offenses in February 2023. Panton has claimed that her initial confession was made under duress due to an alleged offer from Hugh Croskrey. She has since recanted the confession and denies any involvement. Croskrey has denied the allegation. The FID previously indicated that more than 200 client accounts were affected in the alleged fraud, which it said involved over $30 million. A company owned by sports legend Usain Bolt is among the impacted clients. Earlier this year, Bolt expressed displeasure over the pace of investigations. And the Director of Communications at the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, Major Basil Jarrett, says the agency will be supporting the FID with its Stocks and Securities Limited investigation through the provision of data and cyber forensics personnel.
Who will assist with the securing, handling, and processing of evidentiary items, including digital devices and other documentary material. Notwithstanding this supporting role, though, we remain ready to provide whatever additional capabilities or assistance the FID may require to carry out and complete the operations in a timely manner.
Director of Communications at MOCA, Major Basil Jarrett. And opposition spokesperson.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth the fruit in the season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome, welcome to Talk Jamaica. Every Sunday morning when we come on, it is about you. Talk Jamaica. Jamaicans needs a place for their voices to be heard. So on a Sunday morning, we don't invite no guests. We don't invite no No guests. That's right. We don't invite anybody to interview them and take up your time. We may have a co-host, but it is your morning to call and say what you believe is going right with Jamaica, what you think is going wrong with Jamaica, because there are some people who have a problem when we say what is going wrong with Jamaica. No, we don't stop nobody from going on them platform and say what is right with Jamaica. And if we see something that is right that we think needs to be highlighted, we highlight it. But right now, there's a serious problem because too many things, or I might say much, because there's a difference between much and many. Much you can't count. So we may say too much things going wrong with Jamaica right now. There are some people who also have a problem with the amount of times that I am appearing on this platform. But let me clear the air. I being on this platform is not a job. It's a work. Informing people, giving information, educating people is my work given to me by the Almighty. Yeah? And we continue to pray to Jesus Christ, asking him for health and strength, ask him for daily food. We ask him to bless us with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Yeah? So that we can carry out his work. And we said to the Almighty that if you can use anybody, use me. I have given myself to the Almighty for his service. Use me as your loudspeaker. And there are times when I speak truth to power, people come out against me. I have been victimized because I speak the truth. But I don't worry about it, because it is the work of the Lord Jesus Christ what me I do. So it is up to him to protect me and ensure that food is on my table. So if a guy have him job and him say me I'll do me I use YouTube to earn, that are your business. Now, if I depend on YouTube and money can come from it, I say money must come from it. But I not depend on YouTube with money as my priority. My priority is to educate people, tell people about Portland, tell people about Jamaica, to come and visit these places, and also to speak truth to power, pointing out the hills that are happening in Jamaica. So, listen, let me tell you this. It's more than 30 years me I do this. More than 30. 30 years consistent. September gone was 30 years since I have had a program in the public space at a minimum of once per week. 30 years consistent. Before that, I used to do odd jobs. Yeah? Caribbean Satellite Network used to come out of Miami, run by Mikey Dread out of Portland. Don't know how many of you remember Dread at the control. And I used to do some work for them. I would do a little one-on-one interview for some different station. But since 1995, I have been on the media. And let me tell you something. A whole heap of work me do in a media for free. Normally when people call me for work in a media, money comes second. Sometimes the money no come at all. In fact, yesterday at the beach, I was playing some music and a man with him hot down in his face and him glasses came up to me and shake my hand. I said, "Wow, go on." And when I hold up my head, it was Jerome Hamilton from Headline Entertainment. And I told the audience at Boston Beach right there and then that the first time I appear on Reggae Sunsplash is this man here, Jerome Hamilton and Sharon Burke. That time they had a company called Solid Agency up at Stone Hill, them office did there. 1995. was my first year working on Reggae Sunsplash at Dover. It was Reggae Sunsplash 1995, The Hills Come Alive. Me never get dollar. In fact, it is an interesting story, Madam Producer. Because I took a bus, then time I not drive. I don't care. I took a bus from Port Antonio to Ocherios. Japassel band was the top backing band on the island at the time. And I knew Devon Bradshaw. I know Brutus. I didn't tell them I had the show, I had the Penthouse Family Fundy and them show they already, but Sunsplash at the show and Sting at the show, where if you're MC and dip on them the show, they come like you still not feel like you reach. So I traveled down to Ocherios on a bus, and then me link up Patty Head. Them a stay at Jamaica Grand Hotel in Ocherios. And they allow me to come all fresh in them bathroom and change my clothes. And me have to hold my bag. And me stay at Jamaica Grand in the lobby until them a go up on them coaster and me go up on the coaster. When me done work, no man, no gone left me. When me done work, me have to stay at Sunsplash till daylight. Me not know if I sleep. So me can't left Dover. Me have to stay at Dover till daylight. And then me come back and watch you take a bus and come a party. Yeah? So this is my work. My calling. Whether money in it or not, I would be doing this. When me did that Styles, a $2,000 session, me used to get for 4 hours, 500 Jamaican dollars an hour. In fact, I was offered $1,000 a session. And I told Uriel Jackson to keep your $1,000. Me work for free. Me never want $1,000. The other presenters were getting $1,000 a session. And I told Uriel that my kids can't hear me I work for $250 an hour. So I prefer do it for free. And him said, no. Him no want me do it for free. Me take $1,500. Me said, no. The minimum me I take a $2,000. And he agreed to give me the $2,000. Because for me, it wasn't about the money, but me no want $1,000. Low me make me go on. Because we were doing it for free, We were doing it for free for about 5 years. And then him decide, say, I want to pay something. But me need to take $1,000. So, me just tell a guy, and a guy know, The guy know. Let me tell you something. I was grown by a single parent. A woman grew me. And my mother teach me some lessons where me nah depart from, You see, if I hungry, the eye them nah go know. You see, if me have one shirt, me I go wear it with pride. Me go to school barefoot. Me laugh off of Damian Crawford all the while. When him have this thing where him say, him used to have 3 shoes. Church shoes, going out shoes, and school shoes. And I tell him, man, keep yourself quiet, because that rich. When me I grew up, my one shoes was church shoes, school shoes, and going out shoes. One pair of shoes. I remember one time, I don't know if you don't remember, when plastic shoes used to wear. Me have one plastic shoes. And when it burst, me use wire tie it up. Yeah? Me have one ballet. And my mother sew up that. Nobody never know. Me and my mother had 3 of us. Because my daddy never mind me. I'm not afraid to tell nobody that. Me know my daddy when me about 10. That time I knew him, man. Zin? So, when a guy sit down and want to grudge me or bad mind me, you're lucky. I'm moving right on. But there's a memory gem I want to know if you remember. Have many friends and treat them well. But never to them your secret tell. Because when your friends become your foes, out in the world your secret goes. It's a good thing me that you to straight and live up and not getting a hanky panky. Because a boy would have my name out there draw now and a boy out there search for things to talk about me. And like somebody said to me this morning, that he's using the fact that you and him are used to friend. I try authenticating garbage them because him I tell people saying they die your foot. So, let me say it this morning. You see that brother there, when named DP, all I know what think on him a friend, don't trust him. And use me as an example not to trust the not yet boy there. Yeah? Want to be careful of him. Because just look what he's trying to do to me. A man who give him opportunities. Many opportunities. Yeah? And him out there, I try tear me down. I try look things. And that for sure no say, me a solid youth. Because me have him right side of me. As a little youth, I bring him. Not hide nothing from him. Yeah? Carry him go places, expose him to major events and all of them things there. In fact, there's so much more I could say. But you see, because me are not sissy, me now go say them. Me I go just leave them. Like him wife said to me yesterday, said, talky things them. And me said to her, said, no. Me a man. Me not jellyback. Me a real man. So, whatever I have done for a person in life, me now come on radio, come talk it. Or come on YouTube, come talk it. We are going to leave personal things aside. And no matter what him try to say about me, the things them where me have, me not going to say them about him. Me I'll leave them alone. So, let me just say to the item, I am on this platform because the Almighty sent me for there. And anytime me stop get vision and ideas for the year, me now go there here. Madam Producer, what the argument said? Them said, small minds discuss people, right? Average mind discuss what again? I don't remember that one day. No, man, great minds discuss ideas. So, great minds live on Portland Spice TV. I'm not talk out on the show now. Phone show this morning. So let me open the phone lines and take all the calls. 876-804-7072. Small minds discuss people, but I think there's one for average minds. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Yes. And great minds discuss ideas. Now, we discuss events and ideas here. When you hear we are talking about people, it is about their actions, or it is about persons who are in position who are supposed to be doing things. So here we talk about the Prime Minister. We talk about the ministers of government. Yeah? We talk about you, Krasky, because both money and the people them money. You understand what I say? So, let's move on and don't pay them no mind. Because me now go come on this channel and tell nobody when me have or when me no have. My mother no grow me that way there. My mother tell me, say, cherish what you have. Don't grudge nobody for where them have, because you don't know how they get it. No bad mind nobody for where them have, because that might never be yours. You take it up, you might take a problem. Some of them coming like the dog. The dog have a nice bone, you know, Madam Producer, and go over the bridge and looking at the water and see a dog with a nice bone, you know. You know when leg of him bone and jump off of the dog when at the water. Hey, somehow no stay no coming like a dog. You no have no own a bone. I want a next man bone. Let me tell you no one more thing. Where then grudge me for? Then grudge me for Boston Beach. Now, me hear them a tell a lie for me, you know. I mean, I want to talk a lot about Boston Beach because you don't know say it in court. But what I will say is this. Boston Beach was advertised 3 times in the media for somebody to manage it. Nobody wanted it because Boston Beach had some issues. It's a rough beach. The sea is normally most of the times rough. It was very stony. Yeah? And the road to get to Boston at the time, 2015, was very bad from both Port Antonio side or St. Thomas side. So nobody had an interest in Boston Beach. I was coming from Alberta in Canada. We had a show down there this Saturday night. And after the show, we flew into Toronto to connect to Jamaica. I'm sitting in at the airport chair with my foot on my suitcase, on my flight pack. I'm in a travel with check on. I'm in a whole of doors and my phone ring. And this is one of the lie when me hear the boy I tell. Say somebody from PNP. No. Let me help you. A mutual friend, a friend who know about the company where I have the beach for rent, the entity, and know me, and know of my ability. And saw the ad in the paper and called me and said to me, say, Colin, they are advertising Boston Beach again. Why you don't take it on? I think you are the right man for this place. I said to him, all right, I'm interested. I picked up the phone and I called my accountant. And I said to her, get a copy of today's paper for me and hold it till me come. She said to me, say, what is it? I told her. I got to Jamaica the Sunday afternoon and the Monday morning, yeah, man, Alberta, Toronto, Canada. Yeah, man. 4 hours to Toronto. Yes, longer than from Jamaica to Toronto. And I picked up the paper the Monday and I looked at the advertisement. And we start writing. Nadia Davis in Canada right now was like my secretary. And we wrote a 60-page proposal and submitted it. That was the only proposal that the entity got for that place. Nobody else wanted it. And I prayed about it. I'm go down the one day and I found something. I mean, now I tell you no where I find. I still have it. That was in 2015. And when I found that thing, I said to God, is this a sign that this is mine? I'm going to put up the thing when I find. Still have it. Today, I still have it. From 2015. Yeah? And when me take on that place, listeners and viewers, let me tell you now, all of a sudden, the beach full of sand, no stone no more. In fact, I give you one more joke. You see like how somebody break my thought? Me I gonna leave it right there, so. But what I am telling you all, Ed boy, nobody wanted Boston Beach. I saw vision for that place and I took it on. The rest is history. Everybody else will attack, even DP, me never know say I say a bad mind. Me never know say all the time that you were right beside me, you did a grudge me. People used to tell me, that you want to be like me and you grudge me. And I'm going to call one name before I go to Ed Boy, who told me that you weren't my friend. You see Fitzroy out of Florida, me general, me call him president. And me have to respect the man. And many times Fitzroy said to me, say, Shaka, be careful of that youth. That youth is not your friend. And me used to just say yes and brush it off. But time out. Ed boy, morning. A phone show.
Morning, my brother and friend. Actually, it's my first time on the Sunday program.
Yes, this is Talk Jamaica.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, man. We,
So
we,
I
we
want
just
to.
give the callers a chance to express themselves on a Sunday morning.
Well, I come today for the FSC, and I've come today for the new Minister of Finance. And let me tell you why,
Yes, sir.
Colin. I looked at the charges that Zachary had in, and you Croskery has been charged under. And I think it slipped a lot of Jamaicans what really they have been charged under.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Now, two things them charged under. And let us just make it clear.
Yeah.
They have been charged under the Banking Service Act.
Yes.
They have been charged under the Banking Act of Jamaica.
Yes.
And they have been charged under the Securities Act. And in the case of Zachary, in the case of Krosky, he's been charged for larceny as well, under the Larceny Act. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, I look at all of those provisions and I've run them. Me a researcher, Colin.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And this is my field. Yeah?
Yes.
So this is my field. What are the provisions under the Banking Act of Jamaica, Section 42 to be specific? Yeah?
Yes.
We can, when I go in, I'm going to send you a copy of it, Colin, for your reading. Yeah?
Yes.
When you look at the offenses section, right, which is section 40 to 44, 42 to be specific, the offenses is you pay $250,000
How much?
per every million. 200 and let me give you the offense.
200 and something thousand
Let
dollars
me
per
give
million.
Yeah, let me give you the offenses right now, Colin. Let me get the thing here because I have the thing. Because I was just reviewing it and going through the preparation of it. See, okay,
You're breaking up a bit, Ed boy. You're breaking.
You hear
up
me
a
much
bit.
better now?
Yes.
Yeah, right. My internet tends to be very unstable in the house here for some reason. Okay, so I'm at section 29 now. So it's page 60 for the reading of anybody. It's the Banking Act of Jamaica. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So we are on page section 42. I just had it, Section 42. Okay, nice. We're there. The offenses. So each act has an offensive section. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Penalty sections as well. So
Yeah.
42.4 says a person who is fined is imposed under this act may be sentenced in default of payment thereof to imprisonment with or without hard labor in the case of a fine, not under here the fine now, exceeding $200,000 for a period not exceeding 3 months, exceeding 200,000 but not exceeding $1 million for a period not exceeding 6 months, exceeding $1 million for a period not exceeding 12 months. You hear that?
Mm-hmm. And you're saying it's 200,000 per $1 million?
Well, this act is now saying for exceeding $200,000 but not exceeding 1 million. So under these act, right? Under the act, so for every 200,000, you get 3 months charge. Yeah.
Mm. So what you're saying is basically little or nothing.
That's the point. So I'm saying if I have misappropriated my client's funds and I have something I probably just pay the fines.
But after you're found guilty and pay the fine, you can then be sued by each individual.
Go again, Colin. I didn't hear you.
After you have paid that fine or served the time, once you are found guilty, you can then be sued by each individual.
Absolutely. But understand, if you kick in the Insolvency Act, which file bankruptcy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You become a man of zilch.
Good.
So suing you don't make no sense.
Suing you don't make no sense because you have been publicly declared broke. And by the way, these guys don't hold money in them name. Let me tell the entire country, they don't hold it in them name. Them have some trust set up in Cayman. Them have some trust set up in BVI and Turks and Caicos, which these trusts sometimes are irrevocable trusts. Yeah, they're very strong because the trust sometimes is locked up in a holding company that's another company. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
Hold
very
on.
interesting to see.
McCall
But
him.
then I realize something that there might be the US is involved in this, And I didn't say much last night on a particular program I was because I wanted to withhold the information until I confirmed it.
Mm.
There was a lodgment made by a particular Jamaican without disclosing who the person is,
Yes.
who was
Yeah.
defrauded.
Yeah.
And that individual made a lodge of complaint with the SEC in the United States.
Also, so somebody made a complaint to the US.
Yes, because remember, when you are selling securities, stocks and bonds belonging to the United States, it's a regulated entity. No matter where they're in the world, you can't sell American stocks and securities without being properly regulated in your jurisdiction, plus in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that individual reported to the United States that the SEC, in fact, and the person is a resident of Florida, and they reported to by the way, the home state of the president, not just New York. Remember, says Trump state that
Yeah, man. Trump
they
River was West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach or
Yes.
Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah,
right?
man.
And they raised the issue with the SEC. Now, if you realize they have charged Zachary Harding and his followers under the Securities Act.
No, Zachary get charged yet?
Yes. Well, no, the charges are there waiting for him. Sorry, the charges are there waiting for him. My bad. The charges are there waiting for him. Right? So, but what I saw in the Gleaner this morning, the proffered charges. So I'm surprised they're asking. Let me double check here, Colin. One thing we don't say, no, we don't want to make mistakes. Yeah? But I saw in the Gleaner this morning said it. It said update you Crosby daughter Sarah Maney and Zachary Harding being questioned in SSL probe.
Yeah.
And it goes to say that Zachary has been, let me get Zachary's thing here. It says Harding was being held on reasonable suspicion. Harding reported to investigators later Saturday. So he came to them Saturday. So he's there with them now. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So
well,
I am just simple.
Go ahead, boy.
I'm just simply saying the securities aspect. I am seeing possibly extradition requests coming.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Once you breach, Colin, I tell people, and I said to the young people them who said them at please leave American citizens, British citizens and Canadian citizens. Their governments will defend them till death.
Hold on. I want to play about this clip here from RGR. Hold on the head, boy. Let me play about this clip here from RGR so everybody can hear a little more.
Former Stocks and Securities Limited Director Hugh Croskrey, his daughter Sarah Meany, and ex-CEO Zachary Harding are being questioned by authorities on reasonable suspicion of breaching multiple financial and corporate laws. The Financial Investigations Division also says multiple electronic devices and documents related to the collapsed investment firm were seized during today's pre-dawn operations in St. Andrew and St. James as part of the ongoing investigation into the collapsed investment firm. The Financial Investigations Division says investigators are assessing all matters arising and forensically inspecting all evidence collected. Croskrey, the founder of SSL, his daughter and her husband Dermot were taken from separate premises in St. Andrew and Kempshot District, St. James, during the coordinated operations that included FID, the police, and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency. The FID said Croskrey and Meany were taken into custody on reasonable suspicion of breaches of the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Larceny Act, and the Banking Services Act. Harding reported to investigators this afternoon to be questioned in the presence of his attorney. Harding is being interrogated on reasonable suspicion of breaching the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Banking Services Act, and the Companies Act. Meany's husband, Dermot Meany, was arrested for an alleged breach of the Firearms Act, which the FID claimed was discovered during the operation. The FID said Dermot Meany, a licensed firearm holder, was found in possession of ammunition exceeding the legally permitted amount. According to the FID, documents related to SSL and multiple electronic devices were among the items seized at the premises where Meany was held. Earlier, the FID said its operations were linked to alleged fraudulent activity at SSL, which became public in January 2023. To date, the only person charged is former SSL client relationship manager, Jean-Ann Panton, who was slapped with multiple offenses in February 2023. Panton has claimed that her initial confession was made under duress due to an alleged offer from Hugh Croskery. She has since recanted the confession and denies any involvement. Croskery has denied the allegation. The FID previously indicated that more than 200 client accounts were affected in the alleged fraud, which it said involved over $30 million US. A company owned by sports legend Usain Bolt is among the impacted clients. Earlier this year, Bolt expressed displeasure over the pace of investigations. And the director of communications
Can't stop that, there, so. Yes, Ed Boy, so you heard that.
Right. So those are the Securities Act, which they have been charged under. Yeah. Right. And as I was reading from the Gleaner, so in fact, Ardin told turning himself last night to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why they were able to proffer these charges against him. No.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, when you look at the Banking Act, and why is the daughter and other persons being charged? And people might ask that question.
Yes.
I want to tell them why. Because when you are a shareholder, hello, when you are a company secretary, when you are a director in a company, when things go sour, especially under the Banking Act of Jamaica,
yes,
you are the first person to go and hold responsible.
Oh yeah.
But not only that, under the banking service, under the Banking Act of Jamaica, there in provisions 39, and I want thing with us, I went through this in about 3-4 hours this morning, Colin.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
When I looked at it, I said, Miam, this is why they are now in serious deep water. Because what happened is that the wound up of SSL, so-called wound up of SSL, was not done properly. Because what they did was to move the assets of SSL when it shouldn't. FSC should have froze the assets.
Because that's one of the things we were thinking, Ed Boy. Why is it that all the assets of SSL wasn't gathered in before anybody try move anything and use that, sell that to pay the people back their money who lose their money?
Because they were given time.
That is one of the things that FinSac did, FinSac copper claw the assets of the banks that run array of the law and sold them back and pay back people their money.
Of course. So some people could have gotten back something from the financial
Exactly, but all they got back out of SSL was what, about 200 million?
Roughly. And that wasn't that some insurance money that they had or some claim?
There was an insurance of I think of about $1 million US, but some other money they did have to pay back the people and did that work. Because remember at one time the Minister of Finance was saying to the country that we're going to have to pay the staff at SSL, and the country was saying, hey, pay what? And then the insurance money came in, they used some of that to pay them. Yeah. So it was about 110 million share up me here, some little bit of money. Obi's on the line, so maybe Obi can remember some of the things. Obi?
Hi, Colin. Morning, Ed.
Morning, Conrad.
Good morning. Good morning, listeners and viewers. Colin, yesterday we had some discussion on this matter.
Yes.
And I shared with you guys that I was privy to some information. And certainly what we're seeing now is the pieces coming together. Of course, you would have heard in the newscast what Jean-Ann Panton said.
Yes.
That he basically acquiesced on the duress. And, it's also, as Ed Boy has been saying, that the Banking Act of Jamaica basically clearly outlined the way that one's supposed to proceed. But where the rubber really hits the road, Colin, is the involvement with the securities and so on as it relates to the United States. And I totally agree with Head Boy that we could be seeing some extradition order in all of this. So we're watching, we're seeing the pieces coming together. If you notice the statement that was issued yesterday by the opposition spokesman and national security,
Yes, we have
MP
it.
Justice, it's clear, it's carefully worded, a lot of diplomatic languages being used there. While he commend the operatives in the whole thing, he has not gone full 100. There is a lot to come, Colin, and I'm saying that the days ahead could be very, very interested in this particular scenario.
Well, there are people in the chat room who still believe that nothing now come out of it. Me kind of believe that too, but I am hopeful because one of the things that Ed Boy told us a while ago that he has information that somebody who lives in Miami, Florida, made a report to the United States of America because they had money in SSL. Wasn't that what you said, Ed Boy?
Yep, absolutely. And remember that the SEC, anywhere American stocks are being sold or traded, it is regulated by the
Absolutely.
SEC. We might have our
Absolutely.
local securities regulation, but ultimately, if you're going to purchase stocks in the United States, it's a regulated activity. And if you purport to sell stocks that you were never authorized to sell and never purchased, it's a misrepresentation. And the SEC, let me tell you something. This is one of the worst. Might as well the man that did involve in a running the water. You hear? This is one of the worst crimes you can be charged in the United States. Securities fraud. Yeah?
But, oh boy. Ed Boy, 2 years have passed since all of this happened. Are you of the opinion that the evidence that they are seeking or looking for is still available to date?
The Kroll report is the evidence.
Why the government don't release the Kroll report?
They don't have to release it. It was given to the SEC in the United States.
Pack up the rubber, Ed Boy, you too lie. You don't know that.
No, sir. So how do you think the SEC can proffer a case where it's told?
So hold on, Obi. Are you saying the SEC? What is the SEC?
It is the Stocks Exchange. Let me get the right name for it. Securities Exchange Commission.
In the United States.
In the United States, yes.
And
Securities Exchange Commission.
You are positing that they are involved in the thing yesterday morning?
Absolutely. Remember now, Apple stocks, when they gave Usain Bolt the fake stock paper to say that his stocks were growing. Remember the man, Usain was one of the first Jamaican really, to have strong investments, apparently, on paper, in Apple, in Amazon. Yes?
So hold on. You're seeing 12 million US should have bought stocks in Apple and Amazon.
Yes, that was because what they did, typically when you're selling securities, you look at some of the top 10 performers.
Yeah.
And you said to your client, I'm going to spread this across here. You can put 100,000, let's say you can put 100,000, but you might like a stock like an Apple and say, look here, this one is going to grow. So I tell you, put at least 1/3 of your investment here and then buy some little mini stocks.
Put on 5 million per Apple and 3 million per Amazon.
Yeah. And so in itself, they defrauded, they misrepresented stock securities exchange in Jamaica and their relationship. But what we need to know, who was SSL's broker, who was managing their brokerage account? Which bank?
Obi, Obi wanted to say something. Don't lose your thought, Ed Boy. Make a note. Go ahead, Obi.
No, what I'm saying is that Ed Boy is collaborating the thing correctly, because one of the things you talk about, Colin, is basically evidence and so on. There are some ironclad evidence. The whole business we have been talking about, the securities that would basically align to the United States. That in itself, Colin, would provide some amount of evidence there. And as Ed Boy said, when you're talking about the volume of money that you see in Bolt and et al. Invested, you'll be looking at the top stocks and across the world, such as Amazon and all of those, those major stocks that would be there. So that's how the portfolio would have been built out. and it brings the United States snap dab into the scheme of things. There's also another that we need to connect, Colin. Remember that we're talking about the United States currency.
Yes, yes.
So that is also important in the scheme of things,
Head boy?
Head boy?
No, you are correct. Where there is USD involved, the Fed, the Federal Reserve of the United States, is going to get involved. Yeah, because you're talking about transactions, that's USD. If you're talking about GBP, then you know the Bank of England, and if you're talking about euro, then the ECB, the European Central Bank, would be involved in lieu of some of the actions from the BIS, which is the Bank of International Settlements. So when you look at this case, Colin, for me, the securities aspect for me is sufficient to warrant an extradition request. And I'm using the opportunity for the United States, which most people know I'm not a big fan of, but I'm using the opportunity to say to them that this is a perfect opportunity to solve the issues we have been having in the Caribbean for a long time with people who come sell people securities, whoop my investment and gone with their money. Let these boys who have been doing it for years be an example to the region. You remember Alan Stanford?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Him not still
because
in prison?
Yeah, man.
Him still in prison.
Remember,
But
still
Head
there
boy,
prison.
hold on, Obi, a question I want to ask you, Ed boy. How serious is insider trading in all of this?
But that is one. Okay, under the Banking Service Act, one of the offenses at Section 41 speaks to insider trading. And if you look at some of the charges that have been leveled, particularly the Banking Service Act, which is different from the Banking Act, it is insider trading is one of the charges under the Banking Service Act and securities as well.
Because you know where I'm going with that. Who told a certain man to take out his money at a certain time?
No, but he is also a suspect. And let me say it with no water in my mouth. Because under what instructions? Go ahead.
Tell her. Continue it, boy. We never stop you.
Under what instructions? Who instructed him to remove his money? And why did he remove unscathed? Why was he the only one that was unscathed in this investment? Remember, the Prime Minister said to us that in 2021, he no longer did any more business with SSL. But the issues at SSL started prior to Dr. Phillips, who said to them, look here, we're not going to no more license.
Well, yeah? I saw somebody yesterday take off a clip off of this program. Because them live off of this program,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind the vloggers and bloggers cutting off aspects of the program and reposting it. I don't mind it. Just give us our credit. Like a year when we play a clip from RGR, we say this is a clip from RGR. Just give us our credit. But they were reminding us that members of SSL started under the PNP. Yes. And Dr. Phillips shut them down in terms of telling them, don't take no more.
Absolutely.
It is the GLP that removed the ban from SSL.
No, you must say who did it. Come on. It is Jacqueline Lecker, a financier of certain people in Portland. One thing with me,
Hold on, but I know she lifted the ban. The ban was lifted by the government. She never in a government.
No, remember, hold on, Colin. Hold on.
Yes.
Remember, this is the FSC is a board appointed by the Minister of Finance.
Yes.
They make recommendations to the Minister of Finance. A recommendation under the instructions of Chairman Jackie Lecker.
No, but the recommendation can't come from Jackie, Ed boy. It must come from the Minister of Finance to the FSC to lift the ban.
But Colin,
and I'm telling you, Colin, and that is where the confusion is.
Hold on. Go ahead, Obi.
One talk about SSL started under the PNP. It must also be noted that the FSC, which is the regulatory body, was also put in place by the PNP, and that is why we are able to be having this conversation now, because the FSC basically flogged SSL early in the piece.
Yes, and the FSC as an institution was put in place by Dr. Omar Davis in the same breath, in the same breath that FinSAC was put in place.
Indeed.
Because it is the same kind of actions that we saw in SSL happened in the early 90s where the banks were running riot, and there are connections from that time with SSL now.
Yeah, but the
Yes, man,
same players.
because
Let us
certainly,
not waste time. It's the same players, Paul Chen Young. Let's Colin, let me tell you
yeah,
something.
man, yes.
One of the thing that I see in this country, in Jamaica, that really pisses me sometimes, to be frank. We know who they are. We know these are the same boys who used to make nice by Omar Davis and PJ Patterson. To them, want to mash up the economy. But they were the players who destroyed the economy. They were the ones who benefited. And what did they do? They started this nonsense from in the 90s by moving assets from their names to holding companies. The man have over 30 houses. The man have over 30 houses, and none of them is owned by him except by the companies are BVI, Turks and Caicos, and Cayman Islands companies.
Hallelujah.
And they
I
know.
want to put this. I want to put this to head boy quickly before we move, Colin.
Yeah.
Head boy, head boy.
Head boy, you hearing
Yes,
Obi?
brother, I'm hearing you. Right. Yeah, man, I hear you.
Yes. Here is another thing, head boy and Colin. Zachary Harding, is he now being in problem on two fronts? Basically, the role that he would have played in SSL earlier, and also the fact that he moved on to form his own company, another company. Would he be? Is both companies now being flagged in this scenario?
Your question is an interesting one, and I'll answer it this way. As I am no expert, but I'll answer it this way in terms of how they're going to proffer the charges. But when Zachary started a new company, this is why he's being sought. Because what they did, they transferred some of the assets of SSL in the new company. You know?
Because remember, he and SSL, players operative in SSL were in some kind of wrangling, because one would remember, you remember that, Colin?
Yes.
Early in the piece, Zachary and SSL, they were in some amount of wrangling, as to what role he would have played and how did he move on to his company and all sorts of things. I remember it clearly. It would be interesting if we could find those tapes and so on and revive them.
I want to read a comment in the chat room from Paul Wilson. Paul is saying, listen, the BOJ is complicit in all. He said, listen, the BOJ is complicit in all of this, in all of what transpired with SSL and NCB. Also, for an individual like whoever to have 28 account, do transaction numerously without a flag, and the amount is totally suspicious at best. You, Ed boy, I remember maybe last year before last, when we were discussing all of this, you spoke to the politicians being what's the word again? In the bank.
Oh yes, they're politically exposed person.
They are pepped, and when they do certain amount of transaction, it ought to be flagged. And here is Paul now reminding us that the Prime Minister with 28 bank accounts doing numerous transactions without being flagged is suspicious at best.
But Colin, I want to say to your listeners that they must watch the new year, because it's not just SSL that is going to be under the radar. There are banks in Jamaica, for example, institutions that when they receive customer deposits, they tell you 5 weeks, 6 weeks, them can't find your money. 10 weeks, them can't find your money. Yeah? They can't tell you where your money is. Them can't. You have proof of your transfers coming into the country, and them can't find it.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to put the blame now at the Bank of Jamaica. Now, let me say this, and I say it with no water in my mouth. Richard Biles, the governor of the Bank of Jamaica, for a long time have been positing this position that he is compromised. And I say so and if Mr. Biles want to sue me, These are my views, not the views of Colin Bell and Portland Spice TV. But I say this to say, with the amount of issues we have seen, where are the compliance people in the Bank of Jamaica? Where are the compliance team? No money moves in Jamaica without the Bank of Jamaica authorizing it, especially when it's over $1 million Jamaican dollars.
And the Prime Minister, they said what, $4 million was lodged to his account by
By
anonymous.
an ATM machine.
Exactly. Nobody don't know
ABM,
who
sorry.
lodged it.
Right?
But
But
before I
not only
let
that,
you,
one more point on this one.
yeah,
In relation to profess my point, to say that the system, our financial system, is exposed, and it is exposed to bad actors because the Central Bank of Jamaica has been taken over by some colonialist capitalists who believe that their role is to facilitate the facade. Because let's be real, Colin, let's be real, right? The Bank of Jamaica really should have been dealt with from in the first time when the matter was sent by the FSC. And I keep on saying this. Remember the minister saying couldn't find the report? You remember
You
that
mean
that
when
argument?
it led when it led to Macintosh lost his job?
yes,
Yes. And
yeah,
he said
man.
he couldn't find the report.
Mm.
And
No, let's
and
be
this
real.
the staff search and couldn't find it, and then him go find it in him locker.
But
The
it's a
minister.
lie. Because this knows report is automatically, a copy of it is automatically sent to the Bank of Jamaica. It is
Um,
automatically sent to the Bank of Jamaica in relation to
mm,
what was happening at SSL.
Ed
So
boy,
this argument that Mhm.
you said something about Richard Biles a while ago, and I said to Ralston, I don't remember if Obi was on the other day when we were
mm,
discussing interest rate Obi, and that
mm,
the Bank of Jamaica has reduced interest rate 5 times, and the commercial banks did not budge. And
mm,
they had a chance to reduce it again last Monday, and they didn't do it. And I said to Ralston, I agree with the Bank of Jamaica because it makes no sense. If you reduce interest rate and the commercial banks not budging, it makes no sense. And I said to Ralston that the minister or the prime minister dare not call in the commercial bank and rough them up or anything to reduce interest rate.
I was indeed on the program, Colin, and I
But
remember distinctly you posit that view.
right, but the
And
point,
Ralston,
hold on, Obi, but the point I want to ask Ed Boy
mm,
now, the fact that Richard Biles was, or I don't know if he's still involved with, who was he involved with? Sagicor?
Sagicor, yeah.
yeah,
He's a
mm,
banker in the commercial side of the business. And we have now seen Keith Duncan, who is another banker, who is now a senator, and he made some argument the other day that they were trying to regulate the banks too fast. Am I correct, Ed Boy, in saying that this country is run by these bankers, and therefore we're not going to see reduction in interest rate or the banks giving up anything? The banks are making a killing in
Let me
this
say
country.
this. Let me say this with no water in my mouth. Yeah? There's a banking mafia in Jamaica. Yeah? You hear the word I use? A banking mafia. Now, in relation to the interest rate situation, and I think Ralston would have pointed it out.
stick
But
up
in
in there,
relation to
Ed boy.
no, 1 second. It's not a matter of
Obi,
the
I want to hold
banks.
on. Obi, just allow Ed Boy because I want Lego Ed Boy so that some more people
Right.
can
So
call
Obi
in on the
could,
line that he's on.
right. The
Okay.
banks in Jamaica are not the ones who really should be reducing their, meaning the central bank is not the one who should be. When you hear the central bank reduce interest rate, I want people to understand this. It means that now the commercial banks can come to the Bank of Jamaica, for example, Development Bank of Jamaica, by the way, who gives them all of these low interest rate loans, yeah, to on lend to people like you, Colin, who is involved in small businesses, to people up in Moko, in Clarendon, for small businesses. What do you think the banks do? They take the Development Bank of Jamaica money
And lend
at
it at high
sometimes
interest
1
rate.
and 2% interest and lend you back at 7 and 8.
And
Yeah?
this government is also putting housing trust money into that now.
Yeah, but Colin, the point too is this interest rate thing, all of us jumping up about, it does not benefit the local people. And I tell you why. Because it is the banks who get this money at cheaper rate.
Yeah, but
Remember what
Yes,
what
yes,
what Mark
yes,
Gordon
head boy,
told him, you know, the
head boy,
CDs.
head boy,
Mhm.
head boy. And that is the
Yes,
reason
sir.
why. That is the reason why the point that Colin is making supposed to be dovetail when the governor make his move. So it no fall in the lap of the minister of finance. And if you want to kick it even further up the value chain, the prime minister know to insist by way of regulation and policy for the bank to reduce the commercial bank to follow suit based on what the central bank is doing. Because that's the point Colin
No,
is making. That listen,
no,
Biles
but I don't agree with
basically,
the point because it takes.
Biles has done what he can do from that end. But in terms of
Mhm,
basically carrying the thing to its full conclusion, the minister now
mhm.
and the prime minister by extension must come into place to regulate. So Colin is saying that they dare not do that based on the close arm's length
No,
with the
but
banking
I'm saying
sector.
Colin and Conrad, as I go, it is not regular, and I agree with Keith to some extent, with Keith Duncan to some extent. It is not additional regulation the industry wants, my friend. Let's be real. Jamaica has all the rules the most rules. Yeah, what we need is for our minister of finance to grow. Well, she's a woman to become a lioness and sit down with the bankers and say clearly we're not going to unlock you any money from the Development Bank of Jamaica. When you don't give them no
but
money, then
Obi,
they will realize that they have to comply. The
but
other
Ed
thing in
boy,
relation to the
Yeah,
same
it's the
thing,
same.
the
hold
It's the
on,
same. It's
certificates
the
of
same. It's the
deposits.
same conversation.
hold on, but Ed boy, that's what me I say. The minister
Yeah,
can't call them. A them control the minister. A the bank them control the
yeah.
prime minister.
No,
So
but
neither the
understand the
prime
minister
minister
is
nor the minister
conflicted. This
cannot.
minister of finance is conflicted. She
Yeah.
is
One would
conflicted.
also remember that
Her
all of them
husband is a
vote against
banker.
the bill that
Her
fit,
husband is
fit,
a
fit.
banker.
The minister husband
She's
is a banker.
conflicted. Of course, she's
Tana,
conflicted.
I never know that. You didn't know that, Toby?
No.
Me never know that Ed boy said the minister husband is a banker.
Let me help you. The man has a financial investment firm. Yes? That he does financial investments with and lend loans to people in their circle.
Never
Yeah?
know, never
Tell
know
the
that.
minister to come tell me otherwise. Because we know, because I've known persons who have borrowed money from him. So
Oh.
this no understand that the bank mafia is running Jamaica.
Ed boy,
It's a mafia.
we have to make you go now though, because we have you too long now and it's the people's
Cool.
morning. We need to bring you as a
Cool, my
guest
brother.
to deal with them issue here. Little more. Thanks. 876-804-7072. A lot of people been trying to call. Just a pity. Let me see if I can get back some of them on the line. Because it is your Sunday morning. It's Talk Jamaica. The Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, they cannot speak to the bankers in Jamaica. The bankers in Jamaica have them in them pocket. And why do I say that before I go to the caller, OB? When Fitz Jackson brought a private members bill to the parliament to say to the banks, you should not charge us to deposit our money. You should not charge us to withdraw our money. You should not charge us to check our balances. The government, Andrew Holness and his team, voted against the people of Jamaica to get free deposit and free withdrawal and voted for the banks to continue to charge us. The bank ruled them. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, Chaka.
Yeah.
Calling from Hartford, Connecticut.
Welcome.
Yes, are you brethren, man, from Upper Windsor Forest?
Oh, well, go on.
Yes, man, everything good. Me
Talk
hear
to
you
me.
upon that point the way I talk about agriculture.
Yeah.
And more give you me idea towards that, because a great talk you talk, you know.
And great minds discuss ideas. So go ahead with the idea.
Yes, all right. Where the government have to do, you know. And move the prison if them can find the money and put you where the prisoner can farm. Because prison farm can lift the economy of the country, you know. Because you no need to pay prisoner them. They already commit them crime.
Okay, me agree. I've been saying that too.
Eh?
And people have been sentenced to years at hard labor. So they should be working on a farm.
All right, because that prison supposed to be a rehabilitation place when you go one time. You know if you want to go back there.
All right, sir. I lost OB.
So, what government have to do? Start working prisoner them in a farm and get the agriculture administrator them to show them how to deal with the farming.
Yes, man.
From Pasley Garden Teachers College and can bring it up to a university and use the prisoner them and lift up agriculture to the highest level.
So the government should build a farm prison, take it in the hills. Build a farm prison
Yes,
far
not
in the
down
hills.
in our town.
Far
Prison
in the
of the
hills.
build down in our town.
Plant banana, yam, cocoa, dashing, sorrel.
Everything we can sell a
Massive
foreign,
farm.
America, Canada, England, Germany,
Yes,
we can compete with the world because it's prison farm product.
I know, what the prison here, Richmond is a farm prison. But I think we want to see bigger than that. We want to see at least 1,000 acres, 2,000 acres under production.
2,500 acre land prison for build pan.
Yeah,
No man no supposed to walk free there. Nobody figure through nothing in a prison.
But
like where them do all a Spanish town.
And you use one battalion of the army to guard the outer parameters of that prison. And then you have,
reach there so yet.
And then you have warders on the inside. Yeah? And make them farm the land, because when a judge sentence a man to 15 years at hard labor, what him do?
Go sit down a prison and eat taxpayer money. You know if you go so. And you know what again? If you live for pre-dalasini, when a man thief a banana or a planting, you give him 15-year hard labor because we need labor force.
Yeah, man, and him like farm produce, so he must go produce it.
All right, so then he will plan to go plant him one and don't go back to thief.
Thank you.
Because you go work him.
Thank you, my brother. Enough thanks. So give somebody else a chance.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. Talk Jamaica. It's your morning this morning. Somebody's also reminding me about Tambrin Farm Prison. What do they farm at these prisons? Both Richmond, turn off the instrument in the background, Marie. Both Richmond, Tambrin Farm.
I did.
What are they producing? Are we exporting anything from the produce of these farms? Go ahead, Carla.
Yes, morning, Colin. We have very interesting point that that caller is making about from the prison thing, putting them to work. And man will have time for sitting in a prison and I make phone call and I plan more crime out the street. You understand me?
Right, that's so. Yes, man.
Yes, how when them done, because some of them go prison go learn to be better criminals. You understand me?
That is true.
Because them sit them at the feet of the older ones, like they back in the years the scholars sat down at the feet of Plato and Socrates.
Yes, so it's like they got university.
Yes, yeah. So that should be, and then again, this program could be feeding, because even a school program could have come out of it with the food and go to schools, for breakfast. So there is so many facets.
And then, hold on, Marie. One more thing I'd love to add to it. That you give them a day pay and you say, all right, a third of this salary goes to you. So we put on a third of where you work for you. So when you left prison, you're left with a thing. But 2/3 go to the state.
Yes. Just like how they do the farm work program, that a little stipend is taken out. So when them come home, them have a thing. I don't know they used to do it, because when I used to work with it, they used to have the agricultural worker center. When the farmers came back, there was money that was here in accounts for them, and they could come and collect it.
Yes.
So something like that. Yeah, something like that could have gone. Colin, very good idea. But back to this substantive thing we are crop up here now. Colin, I've been saying that from Jump Street. I'm smelling insider trading. Because who could have so psychic, Colin, that you would be able to know that why you need to pay the Ethiopians everything crash, because it look like something now go on yourself.
Yes.
That you could be so psychic that you'd be able to know that while I think I got belly up, so me better boogie. You understand me?
Yes.
So, and You remember, you remember the man with the name, whether it have the name David or something like that, with Olint. Remember, I'm getting in trouble too, because I hear head boys keep saying the S name, what name? Oh, when I
Stanford.
remember.
Yeah, man, the Olint
Yes,
man got
Stanford.
prison too. But him got prison
Yes.
at US and must key man, him never got prison at Jamaica.
Yeah, but Olint, I think Olint is Olint in one of them islands that serve time or something like that. So some kind of.
I think he served some time in Cayman, but then I think the US took him.
Yeah, oh yeah. And so because we all know, as well, a head boy say, once you touch even $1, if America want to get you, they make you even touch $1, Colin. Them not pia and cover with them, with for them thing, regardless, we know corruption is everywhere. Because when we look at Trump and all the whole heap of thing where them say him involved in. But the only thing save Trump, just the foreign thing. I just become the president. And the office of the presidency is more important than the person that occupy it. And that's why Trump not there prison. Trust me, because America not
the US presidency is an institution, It's not a person.
Yes. So that's the only reason. But let me tell you, man, too much are going in Jamaica. And you see, had it not been for maybe somebody I said, no, man, I now make my money go down. So maybe we wouldn't be hearing jump about this. But let's wait.
Call Marie. You see, as I said earlier, this whole thing of connections to the meltdown of the banking system in the early 90s. And one of the disappointing thing of that, nobody went to prison.
Yes.
None of those bankers. People are drawing Omar Davis through the coal. The labor rights are drawing Omar Davis' name through the coal. And they are not looking at their connection, the GLP connection with the meltdown. And it's one thing I blame Omar and PJ for. Some of them dog, they should have got prison. And if they did go prison, because they are the ones who should be drawn through the coal for the meltdown. What Omar Davis did was brought in FinSac to try and help. And a lot of people, in fact, all the depositors got back their money. Nobody not talk about that. They talk about few people who had difficulties because their collaterals that they used for loan was confiscated and the interest rate went up. So some people did suffer. And we don't like that. But it is not Omar's fault.
Yeah, I heard you say, Colin, when people, I hear that when people were taking out loans, right? People use some properties that was worthless,
no use.
We wouldn't have no use. If the bank, even if them default on the loan, that could have gone because them property never valued nothing. And property down in areas where, it don't matter. Nobody now go to go buy that. So that can go on. But because of
I must say this. I must say this before I bring in OB. What happened the other day when you look at the Integrity Commission report on the Prime Minister? The exact things that happened back then where people get loan by association.
Yes.
The Prime Minister was given a loan and the report said that the collaterals that the Prime Minister used for the loan, the house never entered the name where the loan are issued to. And the shares that was used, the shares weren't even bought yet. So that was also a loan by association based on what the IC told us in that report. And that is coming back from the days of the meltdown in the 90s. It's the same thing. But
and then, Colin, how does a man, that is embroiled in financial irregularities, how do you cool off? The thing got comatose and you cool off and then you go somewhere else and you revive and come back under a different name. How does that happen in the financial sector? Because if you do something in your plan, you should never be able to get back a license to open up another bank or, whatever way or go. That's what I think with my little bird brain. You should be able to do that, Colin.
Thank you, Marie. Thank you. Right,
you do something when you make it go comatose, then you go somewhere else and you come back with something. Because I hear that most of what happened in FinSac is the very same players that lay down for a little bit, cool off, and then them come back. That shouldn't happen. And Bank of Jamaica is worthless fund that.
Thank you, Marie. You gotta go. Take some other callers. Obi? Somebody was just reminding me that it was Turks and Caicos that the man got prison. Not Cayman. Thank you. Hold on, I don't know if the people hearing you, know. See if this can reach you.
All right, so Jamaica National used to have a small business loan that they offer to people. And
Hold on, caller.
this lady applied for a loan. And when they went to the house to see the collaterals, the lady have a big TV in her house, you know. And the lady, little daughter, see when them come and take the serial number from the TV. And the little girl jump up and say, yeah, go fix the TV so I can watch cartoon. The TV wasn't working.
TV now work. And I hit you, use as collateral. Obi.
Yeah, man. Colin, I want to say 2 quick things so I can leave you so you can basically see each other callers. Listen, 2 things that I want to, first of all, the person what Olin that spent time in the Turks and Caicos and then was sent off to the US, I think that's David Smith of Olin.
Yeah.
David Smith.
And
this is something, Colin, that I'm watching as it relates to the Prime Minister. I believe that the only way that the Prime Minister would avoid the criminal charges as it relates to certain things that he is alleged to be involved in is if we go to the 7-year statute of limitation, because once it goes to 7 years, then it will automatically throw out by law. So that is something that we need. That is something that we need to watch in terms of the legal gymnastics that's taking place with his team. All right, I want to just put that in the mix.
Okay, we have a caller holding. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Colin, and to all the chat.
Morning,
Colin. My concern is maybe 3 things, and I'll just be point form specific with it. First of all, the law as to finances in Jamaica. Is there an oversight body outside of the Bank of Jamaica and the banking system? Is there an outside body that oversees the banking system in Jamaica? That's one.
Hold on. You have an institution that is called the FSC, the Financial Service Commission, that was put in place by Omar Davis, that also do some oversight.
They're the regulators. No. They're the one who's supposed to do an oversight.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they are slack, because when it comes to all these irregularities, customer complaints, overseas and locally and internationally, about their finances going through this system, the banking system or financial system in Jamaica. And they have not called in an outside auditor. For example, you have Deloitte and Touch, you have all those big international.
But caller, hold on.
Yes,
As it relates to SSC, an outside auditing firm was calling Crawl. That's why you're calling for the Crawl report, because the overseas auditing firm, I think Crawl is from the UK, did come in and do some work.
And we don't get that report. And also, Colin, just to inform the caller quickly, remember that McIntosh lost his job because he also sent a report from the FSC, and the then minister, said he could not find it, and so on. And the gentleman actually lost his job because of that same report that it was said wasn't sent to him. And later in the piece it was found.
Did he lose his job or did he resign?
Well, I think he lost his job.
I think he resigned. Based on the fact that the minister was saying that he never get no report. The man basically with dignity and somebody who have some moral fortitude. So, well, then if I didn't make a report on this, I need to resign. And when the minister found the report, the minister cut him 10 and said, I found it. He should have resigned too. But this is Jamaica.
Well,
somebody saying he was made to resign. But that's what me I say beat and teach. If he was made to resign, it is a kind of firing, when somebody tell us say resign or me I go fire you. But you
just that it won't put on your file to
right.
say that you were fired.
But you resigned because the minister say you never report nothing to him. The man did same report, and the minister say him no report. And when the minister find the report, the minister get a bigger job. Only in Jamaica these things happen. Go ahead, finish up, Carla.
Okay, so that's one. So you're saying there's a crawl report. So is that triggered Krotke and his daughter or whatever being audited or being pulled in? Because
possibly.
now that there is going to be, because the multinationals, because if you realize, Marie said something, I don't know if you pick up on it. What's happening, or one into the chat I was looking at. What's going on now? These monies that is given in with the Labour government in charge. Mm-hmm. These financial institutions don't forget,
No, they don't.
They don't forget. So what's going on now? We have seen now. We think that they are not under the investigation. They're not going to release the money until these things are cleaned up, because they don't want to go back to, as you said, when Omar put in FinSac to alleviate the embarrassment of the Jamaican government. No one saw that. And for example, collateral that are used, I recall wanting to buy property in St. Thomas, and the bank, which is very good bank, from I'm a girl in school, primary school, we opened the banks. Them, they used to come into schools and you open your little bank account.
Yeah, man.
This is what I'm saying. They told me explicitly that those areas are flood plains. So we will not allow you to use your money that you're sitting in the bank to use to invest in that area. And I listened. Even though I had spent over $70,000 at the time to gather up everything that they needed to do the loan, and my bank, that oversight in that bank, told me this is the situation, and I listened, and it's true. It's a floodplain. And that's
Carla,
in St. Thomas.
You said something a while. Hold on, Carla. You said something a while ago that I want to pick up on. You said the multilaterals don't forget. And I want to remind Jamaica that this loan that Jamaica is going to get from the multilateral of 3.6 billion is the largest loan Jamaica has ever received from the multilaterals, or will ever receive. The second largest was $2.4 billion by the same GLP government. And the GLP government in 2010, led by Bruce Golden, with Andrew Holness as leader of government business in the House of Representatives, messed up.
And Minister of Education.
Messed up the multilaterals till the multilaterals expelled Jamaica in 2011. So I am sure that the multilaterals are now going to dot every I, cross every T, and turn the letter upside down and read it and turn it. Them want to read it all from the back.
Exactly. They're doing a deep, what we call up here, when are you going to get, they're going to check your credit.
Yeah, man. Head boy say yes today.
That is not just yes, it's your past performance.
Yes.
Your past performance. So there's no statute of limitation on that. The other thing that Mr. O'Brien mentioned about the law with the statute of limitation. I wonder, is there a statute of limitation to fraud, stealing?
I am wondering that too, but I don't know.
And it depends on how any legal whatever litigation you're making, it depends. So let's push ahead. That's my second now. The other part that I was thinking about is this, with this SSL. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, when we talk about Biles and all the capitalism that the banking system that is going on doing that is why we don't become a republic, I have written past before when I first hear they talk about it. We will never be a republic without all the systems in Jamaica is overhauled, clean up, because we are not a people, as they're saying, we are one of the most corrupt in the Caribbean.
All right, Carl.
Everybody
I'm going to move on now. I have you for a very long time, and we know we have some other people who want to get a
Colin.
talk.
All right.
Thanks
Go
very
ahead.
much.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Colin, just before
Yes,
you,
you're welcome.
go ahead, Obi.
Just before you move to the other caller, Colin, the update that was basically issued yesterday, the release, the press release, right? That stated for immediate release, the 27th of December, and it states joint FID CSAT MOCA operation linked to SSL, and also talk about the local police in St. James and so on, which basically coordinate this. I know that immediately there is a red flag raised as it relates to FID based on the head of FID. Is it important, Colin, or what should we make of it with the joint connection? So you have like CETA, MOCA, and so on form a part of this. You believe that with that it's a little more airtight and we could repose much more confidence in it since it's not just led by
FID.
by the Fed?
Well, I hope so. I definitely hope so. Somebody in the chat room is saying that the warrant was signed from the 15th of December by the DPP to go after these people. Why they wait 2 weeks after? But we don't know if the warrant was exposed though, Texter. We have a caller holding. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, Colin.
Morning.
Yeah, I would like to bring that. Are you hearing me?
Yes, man.
I would like to bring the attention to your listeners and to OB. You know what I mean? We know that we are about to enter into 2026. There are certain things we need to look at. One thing we need to look at this Jennifer Masada #2 special.
Caller,
I think the court. Hello?
We are listening to you, man. Go ahead.
I think the court need to have a plan B for that kind of behavior in the court. You know what I mean? Because now that you have certain people like Rural Reid before the court next year, we don't want them to come in the court and then they pull off this Jennifer Masada #2 special in the court.
Now open the phone.
Sorry?
The one where she need to open the phone?
No, Jennifer Masada #2 special. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what that means.
She take a dump in the court. She should the court and then got the court to adjourn.
You didn't know about that. You didn't know about that. Obi should do a #2 in the court.
What do you think she did? What?
A #2 in the court.
Oh yeah, man. Yes. We heard of it.
Colin.
Then I charge her for that. Then I charge her for that.
No, I think what happened is that she could not be charged because come down on her based on the pressure that she was
okay, all right. So it was from pressure. It wasn't deliberate.
I think so.
Pressure bust pipe.
Same so.
Colin.
Yes, sir.
The court need to have some wet wipes and some pampers in the court. So whenever they come and they pull out that #2 special, they just give them something to put on and get the court keep going.
Yeah, man, just go wash them off and put on a prison gown and come back.
When them people give them some pampers, mate. Some pampers so they can leak it if they want.
I hear you, sir. All right.
Colin.
Yes, sir.
We have Rural Reid going before the courts, and we know he pull out that kind of trick in the court. He pull out #2.
Well, it now go stop the court. It might suspend it for a few minutes, but that's about it.
No, but the point is the court need to have some pampers inside there, so and some wet wipes.
All
so
right,
when they pull off all that #2 special, You know what I mean? They be taken care of.
Fix you up and send you again. Blessings. Thanks for the call.
Yes, baby.
All right.
One more thing. One more thing. Colin, one more thing.
Hold on, Obi.
Colin, for a go.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, man. Go ahead,
Hello?
sir. Yes, go ahead.
I would like to speak to the conscience of people in Portland to bring this Linval Broomfield case to a close. Then we need the people in Portland need to speak up and Linval Broomfield.
Let me tell you.
You know what I mean?
Let me tell you what I believe. And somebody said that Linvale Bloomfield was assassinated. And then
it was.
If that is the case, the only way you're going to get to the bottom of this is when you have a change of government. And obviously the people in East Portland voted for that. Because Dr. Linvale Bloomfield was somebody who was loved and respected by the people of East Portland. And to date, Obi, there are some people who are saying to me that, Colin, when you brought that picture on the stage in the town square of Port Antonio, it moved East Portland. But I will leave that right there. Obi, you wanted to say something. Hold on, caller.
Yeah, man. We have been talking about time. Just by way of information, I want to just remind the people, the listeners and viewers, that this year that we're entering into, 2026, will mark 7 years since Real Reed et al. Case is going on. Remember, he was charged early or somewhere there in 2019. This is how long that case has been going on, Colin, and we need some conclusion to this one early in 2026.
We're calling for it. Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning, Colin. Colin.
Yeah. Yes.
I heard you making reference to the report, the FSP matter.
Yes.
That's why Mr. McFarlane there, he actually resigned.
He resigned.
Right, but I think why he resigned had more to do with what almost could amount to a dereliction of duty as a corporate executive.
By him?
Because the Gleaner report made reference to an internal memo in which staff had out, signs that FSP wasn't operating. SSL wasn't operating properly. They were endangering client funds. They were non-compliant. And I think as head of agency, he should have taken action.
But he did make a report to the Minister of Finance.
Right.
And the minister said that him know of no report. And when he insisted, they said that they go search and the staff never find it. And then the minister go back and say him find it in him desk, in him drawer. So I am saying that based on that, the minister should have taken himself too.
Right, I think the minister was equally negligent as well.
Yes.
It was. And, if Jamaica was a normally operating country, he should have stepped down as well. I agree with you. Because
remember, it was this GLP administration that lift the ban on SSL, because under the PNP there was a ban that they should take no more. They shouldn't take no more business, no new business. And it was this GLP administration led by Andrew Holness that lift that ban.
Right. I've heard that in the past. One question I'd like to ask, though. I know lawyers had filed some suit, but can't other investors sue these principles of SSL? Government has a right to protect the system, but I think when we put our money with banks or investment companies, we bear an investment risk, meaning that if we buy stocks and bonds, price may go up or down. That's natural investment risk. But when it has shown that the money was mishandled and accounted for, to me that's a crime.
Of course it is.
That's a crime.
Of course it is.
Action should be taken against these people.
It's not like you buy a stock on the stock.
I have lost money to investment, and I had to just fold my hands and walk away because the company my money was invested in went belly up. That's a totally different situation.
From when they rob your money.
Yeah. And I think people should come together and sue these people. Them can't just let people money and live off poor people money. I think that once
I think that once they are found guilty in the court, that opens them up to lawsuit.
Right. All right. I won't go on any longer. I think I might have said enough.
Thanks for your call. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Obi.
Yes, Colin, that is so. But remember now that the Bankruptcy Act, and that is something that's probably a nuance point there that we probably need to get some clarity on, because if somebody filed bankruptcy, even though they would have found guilty, what basically transpire from there? Because if you are bankrupt, if you're broke and have no money to pay,
it don't make no sense. It's not that you can't sue, but it don't make no sense, because if a man not have nothing,
absolutely.
Well, you can't hold on. You can't sue him for the clothes off him back to left him naked.
Well, there you go, Colin. I share some information with you as it relates to
quickly, because we have a caller holding.
As it relates to Leo Williams, you can look at it. And if you want to share it with your listeners, you can go ahead. But I share it with you there.
All right, no problem. Go ahead, Sister Winnie.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Morning.
When someone asks about a limitation and this kind of crime, I went to Google, and yes, there's a limitation and what do you call it?
Financial fraud.
Yes, you go to Google and it will tell you. But one thing,
how many years? How many years?
That I didn't go all through on it, just say.
OB is saying 7 years, right?
Yeah, man, 7.
I don't. Yeah, it could be 7. It could be, but I mean, that's what Olness is playing at as well. But the trouble is now, I think when he sent out his father to do this interview, it backfired. Now he sent out these 2 people to get arrested, or 3. It's a backfire case. Olness is playing the game with the people of Jamaica. He knows his case is shaky, but I don't know. It's going too bad. It's all over the world. It's in this country I'm living, sir, and it's not nice to know we have a prime minister that nobody trusted. They skin their teeth with him, but they don't like he.
They don't like he.
No, they don't like he one bit. Because the man is a crook, and I don't care, you work at some work if you want to take, but you can't take the whole hog. You got to leave something for the people.
All right.
The man don't leave Jamaica people. He's a crook.
What?
All right. Hold on, Obi. All right, Sister Winnie, thank you.
You have a good day, yeah? And no one put no rock in your doorway, yeah?
Not at all. Blessings.
Okay, Sister Winnie, you have a nice name. You have my mother's name. That's a lovely, and she was indeed one of the sweetest.
Go ahead, Obi. You're about to say something.
Yeah, Colin. Wow.
Hold on, Colin.
I was about to say that one good thing, Colin, and we must basically credit program like these, Colin, really and truly to keep these matters alive. And I want to commend the callers, the viewers, the listeners who are keeping these issues alive. Because what is important, Colin, is that even though the election was held on the 3rd of September, where the Prime Minister went into the election as being an uncertified Prime Minister based on the body that is basically put in place by statute to basically certify our politicians. The people are still pounding hard on this, and they are still asking the pertinent question. I think we must commend the people of Jamaica for this, because this is how, Colin, you continue to build a progressive society by way in terms of its democracy. We have seen where, things that occur in the United States every day that you look on the major network, they still continue to ask the pertinent question and so. So let's commend our Jamaicans for doing this.
No 9-day wonder. Somebody's saying that the fact that Ruel Reid case is about 7 years. No, the fact that he has been charged before the 7 years, then I think the trial, it doesn't matter then once the charge is laid before the 7 years is up. We have a caller holding. Go ahead, caller.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Turn off the instrument in the background. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me turn off the instrument.
Yeah, man. And if you are on speaker, take us off speaker. Or if you have an earpiece, go ahead.
Okay. Here's my point. Let me ask you something. What would be so wrong as citizens of Jamaica if we're about to get a loan for $3 billion plus? The people that getting the loan are will be in charge of it. They're not credible. Did you know that we as citizens can write to the lender and explain to them, or with enough signature, we can get them to stop this loan and clean up certain things? For example, the Prime Minister started their declaration. All 12 people were on the investigation for the same enlistment because it's the same hand, and we're going to get stuck with that bill. It's the same corrupt government they're lending the money into.
Hold on, caller. Pause
My
a bit.
thing is...
Pause a bit, caller. Don't lose that thought about that thing, because that point you just make, I want to hear Conrad O'Brien on that. You hear the man say, Conrad?
I didn't hear him clearly.
The caller is saying, the fact that we don't trust this administration, we have a Prime Minister whose statutory filing has not been certified going 5 years. And there are maybe another 10 persons under investigation for illicit enrichment. He's saying that what is wrong if the citizenry write to the multilateral and say, hold on upon this loan here. Make certain the money clean up them stuff and give them a bill, they get a good bill of health before them get control of this money here. What is wrong with that?
You know, Colin, I tell you something. This is the kind of thought processes that really must be commended, because what the caller is saying is really and truly very interested, and it basically throws another spoke in the wheel, as it were, because, you know, one would, if you follow the logical train of thought, it would say, why give persons who are not trustworthy, based on the fact that they are not certified? This money, why would you put that in their hands? So shouldn't there be some criteria put there by the multilateral? So the caller basically has a point.
My concern about that though, Obi, is that can we afford not to get this money? Because here I am saying that the government right now is sitting on $115 billion that was meant to help with the restoration or the relief, and they have not been spending that money. And I am saying that they should have spent a whole heap of that money there already. How can we then hold on, let me just finish the thought. How can we then delay funds coming in to deal with the relief? Let me put that to the caller.
Okay.
Caller?
Yes, Colin. Listen, this is something that have been done in the past. I did a research on it. And here's what's interesting. We have the rights because it's our tax dollars. We're going to have to pay for it.
Yes.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if that's the case with us, we have a say-so. And this is the only say-so that we have, because if you go into the bank and I know you're a bad person and you're in charge of a corporation, I can get the workers in the corporation to say, hey, listen, so-and-so is not good in management. Let him prove to you X, Y, and Z. They will look into it because it's a red flag. Anytime you're lending out money and you can pose a red flag legitimately, they'll look into it.
But caller, the question I'm asking you, there are people down there in Westmoreland, St. James, St. Elizabeth, Hanover, Trelawney.
Sometimes you spite your face to get you. Go ahead.
Let me just finish. And I, Colin Bell, and Conrad O'Brien has been saying it too, that the government should be out there spending money in these places, kickstarting the economy, get people in houses, shelter over people's head, to ensure that people get back to where they were. And here you are now saying that, hey, we need to put a pause and any more money coming in before the government Andrew Holness statutory filing must be sorted, those who are under investigation for illicit enrichment. What would you say to the people down there who need these monies?
Spend what you already have in the house to help the people. And when that run out, because that was given to them to do accordingly. When that run out, guess what? Then we'll take it from there. But I said, if we can hold off in getting them the loan until they clear up, because it's going into hands of dirty people, so to speak. Their hands are dirty. Look at Tufton already start making plans to rob the money by telling about outsourcing. Outsourcing what?
Hey,
you understand what I'm saying?
Hold on a little bit. He's out a little bit. Obi, my subscribers and viewers, them are the best. Them no miss a beat.
True, man.
Listen,
very
I don't know if the caller is watching the chat room, but you would imagine how much people in the chat room say them ready for sign.
All right. And since so many people in the chat room watching, let me just weigh in, Colin. What the gentleman is saying, he is on point, but here what happened. As you and I, Colin, and Raleigh, all of us, we have been saying that, listen, the $115 billion that the government sits on, they should move with alacrity to do some spending so our brothers and sisters can get back on their feet. That, what the gentleman is saying, what I would say is that we should put a caveat to that, to say, listen, here what happened, the money, let's say the money comes in, but we could put some checks and balance in. And this is where, Colin, for example, the body that Mark Golding called for, to have this multi-tier approach where it will be widely represented by the opposition, everybody and so on. So you would see that oversight in terms of the spending. That could be one of the criteria that the international bodies could demand. What say you?
The caller says something, and I am going to process what the caller said, because the caller is saying we're sitting on $115 billion or more where we not spend a dollar from yet. Spend that.
Spend that.
Make we see how you spend that. We do the checks and balance and see that you not thief none of that. And then we say, all right, Ray, but the caller have a point, and it's something that I need to go sit down and really look at, because
So no, Colin, it's an opportune time for the Prime Minister to put this broad-based group in place to carry out the oversight.
But hold on, Obi.
With this 115 billion.
What the caller is saying, it is still the Prime Minister who is going to be the head of whatever is happening.
Yes.
His statutory filing has not been certified. So as it relates to finances, the Prime Minister does not have a clean bill of health. There's another piece to it. The junior minister in the Ministry of Finance has just been recommended to be charged by the Integrity Commission. So the whole house.
That one Xavier mean?
Yes. And then there is what?
Colin, you think the body there that govern lawyers, you think they also watching this with Xavier mean?
Must be. But let me just finish with the caller. Caller, if you have something else to say, go ahead. Can you stir up? There's
nothing more to say, but Colin, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we get those signatures together, I guarantee you put it out there, people in the diaspora. I mean, people that lives in Jamaica want to see the country better. But in order to do that, you have to put the money into credible people.
Brother,
the Prime Minister for 10 years have not proved to be credible.
Brother.
The Minister of Health, none of them have proved to be credible. Why give them more money to do what? So they can go play with it?
And nobody
can run the Jamaican economy as if it's their own pocketbook.
And nobody can challenge you on the credibility of these people, You cannot be challenged.
That's what I'm saying. So if it get to them, we're gone, we're doomed. All we can do is just watch it go and talk about it.
Call me
but now we have the opportunity to not get the money yet. signature, sending off them. These are concerned citizens because we're going to left stuck with the bill when they rob the money. I remember when PJ Patterson, when Andrew had ruled the country for about a year and a half, they got $1 billion, 1.1 billion. And when the Porsche came in, you know what they said? She said, where's the money? They said they buy cars. You must remember that. They bought cars. They are MP. They are $1 billion. Come on. Come on. So we know them to be criminals from day one.
There are people in the chat room right now suggesting who to write the letter.
Let me tell you something. I can write it. Rattigan can write it. I'm a great letter writer. Rattigan can write, and I can't wait to put this into Rattigan. I never get to this program last night because letter writing is powerful when you send it out to the proper people.
A little
it's
fire
easy
was
to write. You go online and look and you see the information. I'm saying
one will gas chuck in it right now.
We need, Colin. All we need.
Call me tomorrow evening.
A third.
Call me tomorrow evening, 5. Call me tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock.
Well,
Colin,
blessings.
You know, the caller open up a can of worm because what happened? There is. Colin?
Yes, me. I listen to you, Obi.
Yeah, man. Because remember now, you know that we have a structure here in Jamaica that once people sign a certain amount of signature is garnered as it relates to anything to do with governance.
Is what 15,000? 15,000 signatures? 15,000 signatures it need?
I don't have the exact number. I think it's 15. Yeah, I think so. Once that amount of signature is garnered, the government is duty bound
to look at
basically pay attention. So the caller really open a can of worm there.
Hold on there, Obi, because I want to wrap up, but this kind of changed the whole thing, you know. Caller morning.
Good morning. Season greeting to you and your family and everybody.
Blessings.
Big up Obi. No. Like I tell you something.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
Uno is God sent. Uno is heaven sent. And Uno don't run a show, they run a university. Remember, when we are campaign, our president said, when the right time comes, Damian Crawford said, one by one, then go into jail. And our eyes that say, God and time. And we look, when you look upon this, the web, the crop, we're setting in the country, and everybody connected. I would like to ask our dear Prime Minister, this man, if I see him in front of me, I would say to him, sir, and our Prime Minister, how does you feel when all these coming up and every one of them is connected to you? There is not one good person. No matter them did good, once they're connected to you, something down the line where dirty. I use that paper and they're going to cost the PMP. And I remember, in a year show alone, so don't know show, a good show everybody keep. Say, Peter Phillips and our great sister P, they put a stop order upon those men. Said, you know, if you do no more business, something like that, me not so bright, you know. And you come, Mr. Prime Minister, and you hope it, and look what you have bring up on the country. Not only about you, you know, sir. I don't care about you, but I care about the 5-year-old, the 10-year-old, the 15-year-old, the one that went up born it. You carried on the country. That when we go foreign and when they say we are Jamaican, they start looking for with a difference because of corruption. Sir, if you have 10 beds, only one you can sleep in. If you have 5 cars, only one you can drive at a time. Won't agree this stuff. Won't run down. You believe it? Uno. Everyone have money in our country. Uno treat that uno. And we the hungry people are going to cook and we're not going to take some, sir.
Tell her.
The world and the earth is for all and we, not for you alone. And the greed of money are going to let you down to have disgrace.
And you're going to go down in the book of Guinness as one of Jamaica's most disgraceful prime minister. And gentlemen, keep up the good work. And if call before me, the gentleman.
Yes.
I agree with you. And when you're ready, just send out the petition. You know, just send out the petition. And you see what we happen. We the people have to find somewhere to stand. And I stand with my brothers and sisters in the West who are suffering. But you have to suffer sometimes to have greater tomorrow. Yes, we know you're suffering. We feel your pain.
But money
enough to come to Jamaica.
But money they have to fix
and
it.
Them because guess what? They're have to go pay for. So right. We tie up. Niam will could do nothing and hold on and tap them from sending money till every one of them get clean up. And then we start afresh. I made a call in this morning.
All right, Mama P. Thank you. Obi, this is serious. Hold on there. Go ahead, Obi. Say what you say. Not take too long, because I was planning to get off at 10:30.
I have to say that, you know, the people are listening and certainly they're making their voices heard, Colin. And this is what is important, because sometimes we do what is called a call-out show.
Yes.
That we are calling guests. But call in is very important. I remember Barbara Blue and used to say, boy, this program basically turned call out program where we call people and don't give the people the opportunity to speak. So I'm indeed very impressed and people calling and letting their voices heard, calling quickly. And
hold on, man. Hold on. Don't lose that thought. I have a caller holding. Go ahead, caller. Remember for them show this.
Morning, Colin.
Yes, sir.
You remember the amount of money where China have in Jamaica when they entered Jamaica about 2008, 9?
I don't remember how much. I don't remember.
480 million.
Jamaican?
US grant.
Yes. 480 million grant.
US.
Yes.
Work out to about 52 billion at the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you remember say only keep up, man. And you remember say only one man could have tell you where $1 billion gonna add the shot with the bridge where he make the FEMA and the 1 kilometer road. Only him alone. That was the money that Porsche planned to use start up a Jeep, you know, when he go in office. There was no money out of it. Because all the Chinese said it's supposed to use $100 million a year, and the last 800 million was for the overrun. And then use it up before they left office.
Wow. I don't remember all that details.
When you talk to Iman, write it down and remember when Iman come and ask it.
Yeah, man, we can check him. All right.
The next thing. Andrew father's interview. That's how much Andrew and I, boss. Because how you could have a son where when the eyes office of the country, and when the man asks you how you feel about Andrew, you say yes, you see him as a son. Him not special.
But Andrew is not special.
And that the man answer say no.
But there's nothing special about Andrew, because what Andrew is doing, if you have any moral compass in you, yeah?
No.
If you hold on, hear me say. No, but hear me say. As I said, the man say Andrew not special. If you have any morality about you or any dignity, and your son is prime minister and for 5 years, his statutory filing cannot be certified, you can't be proud. How can you be proud?
Right. Me never say him say not special about me. I say, yeah, him say him not special. But look again. When him tell Andrew, when Andrew introduce him to bag juice business, and he laugh at the idea, and say make him go and raise him hag them. Even though him didn't make as much as him should.
Hold on. Me never watched the interview. Andrew telling father to go sell bag juice?
Yeah, so we have an empty storeroom where we go use it and make bag juice and go sell it. And his father laugh at the idea. When his father... when Andrew asked him father...
I snippet of the interview, but we never watch it, I swear. Obi.
When Andrew his father tell himself to buy 2, he might beg him father money to buy 2 car, father talk it down. Tell him to do what he might do. And you see when Andrew tell him father saying have 30 car in a taxi and some to clear up that a parable, that a can't fax. But here you that use. You couldn't buy two, because you not beg your father to help you buy two. To start the business.
I'm going to watch the interview. I'm going to watch it. Obi, you watch the entire interview?
Yes, I watch it. Mm-hmm.
And Andrew telling hold on, Carla. Andrew telling Daddy if you go sell bag juice.
No, what happened? He was actually introducing the bag juice business to his father, and his father basically rejected.
For him Daddy go do it?
Yeah, man, he was encouraging the business, whether Andrew would be in it or what, but he was basically putting it. And I don't know that it was really a bad thing.
And Andrew wasn't prime minister at that time, though.
No, man, he wasn't prime minister.
Okay.
Because what his father said, and his father, we have to basically put the thing out there in a frank and upfront manner, Colin.
Yes.
You see, because I thrive on that.
Right.
The truth is that his father said a number of things that are basically worthy of a father saying about a son. You know, he talked about the fact that he basically entreated him to know Christ, to be a man of God and so on. He also said that Andrew was quite, he was somebody who liked education.
Yes.
He talked about when he did his A-level and he failed them, the A-levels, and he came to him and he was getting slimmer and slimmer because he was fretting about him failing his A-level.
Okay.
And he said to him, listen, man, just go back and try again, man. Every day you're maga down. You understand?
Okay.
And he also talked about the fact that Andrew was also an entrepreneurial young man from early in the piece. So he would, and hence the argument about the bag juice business. So we have to basically put it out there and don't misrepresent things.
Right. So
what he also said is that what Andrew talked about in the two taxi business, he said in his own words that was rubbish. He said what he had, when he talked about taxi, he said he had 30 taxis. So it's important, Colin. You will watch the interview.
I am going to watch it.
And then you will basically be able to, form your own opinion.
Yeah, let me watch it for myself. All right, caller. Thanks for the call because we're wrapping up. We want to take a few more.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So, Colin.
Yes, Obi, go ahead.
By way, just because we don't want to see the head boy king and spread any rumor or so on when he talked about the minister's husband. So there's something here that came to me.
Yes.
And it says managing director, SEAF team, Latin America and the Caribbean. Leo Williams joined SEAF as managing director for the SEAF Caribbean SME Growth Fund prior to SEAF. He formed Williams and Associates, an investment advisor firm focused on attracting capital to the Jamaican and the wider Caribbean region. There is a former director and international business development manager of Jamaica Money Market Brokers Limited, and a former director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. He has also led several divisions within General Electric USA and Spain, and served as a consultant with the Boston Counseling Group. He holds a BSc in engineering from Princeton University, an MSc in engineering, and a master's in international studies from the University of Pennsylvania. He has
Obi, stop
an MBA from another business school here.
All right.
So the head boy, these are some of the accolades with the gentleman. Yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
Heal the eye.
Bless up.
So when the eye come to fling her big rock stone, lick down our nest.
Go on.
And it drop. I'm in a rake up a hand's nest. when on the like a PNP bend and a brush off hands, was come down and sting on up.
Well,
I come to defend our Prime Minister.
Fling it, make we hear if it connect, no?
Yes, I come to defend our Prime Minister.
Yeah, man, go ahead. Where you want to defend him, pan?
You remember one time I tell the I Collins, respectable, to be respectable gentleman in Jamaica is how you look?
Is how you look, yeah. You did.
Yeah, you remember I did say that.
Yeah.
So you see, like, I hear Ralston all the while. You love Ralston.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see like you and OB and Ralston as respectable gentlemen, you know.
Because we know wear jacket and tie. OB wear jacket and tie sometimes.
Wait, hold up. Wait, Colin. You see how we look on our side, how we face clean, all we eyebrow shave and we tight ball wire. I did Europe the other day, Colin. Colin.
Yeah.
I did Europe the other day and I stop at a service plaza. And I go to the restroom. And I see a respectable gentleman. And I hold a leak and him come out of the throne. And him prick the mirror. And him fix up back himself. But him never visit the sink.
No,
so when I come out of the restroom, I went looking for him. You know where I find him?
Where?
In the cafeteria area. And him have 2 drinks. Hold off, Colin. Him have 2 drinks. And him take the straw them out of the paper. You know them Europe straw in the paper?
Yeah.
Him take them out of the paper and him have them in the cup. That means him a travel with somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
a gentleman. Respectable gentleman.
That's a risk.
Me see you and Ralston.
You
see, Colin, you need to grow some beard because you look like we too much.
What you say? After I go number 2.
And them man there.
After I go number 2, no washing hand.
As not a respectable gentleman. me see Ralston and Obi and them man there as a decent man. It's different. So you see, would you agree with me that the Prime Minister is doing well?
Yes, man.
And he set him some example too.
Yes, man. And Xavier me and his following. Yes, man.
Oh, you know, say yes, man.
Yes, man. You must set example and Xavier me and go so right back at him.
My Prime Minister is doing well for himself because him have so much bank account and him set example. I don't know if it's good or bad.
And so much millions.
Yes. And the other day, you guys was saying that we are share the things on our parties. And I will prove it to you because the other day we went to 2 constituency. And to show you, say we're not political, we carry one branch and we media outlet with we. And the same branch covered the 2. One was in Trelawney at Dunrinkle, and one was in Brownstown with Crystal Lee. So we show you, say we're not partisan. You know?
Little more.
So when I sum up this all,
hold on, man. You hold on.
Yes.
People in the chat room. You must know sarcasm when you hear it. Continue.
Yeah. When I sum up this all, I think you guys are temporarily resiliently bad mind. All right, Colin,
totally and officially bad mind.
All right, go.
Colin.
Little more.
you know, Colin.
Yes.
As you call it, you're talking a number of things, isn't it? Somebody, I don't know these things. I'm asking. I'm not saying it is so or not. I'm just putting it out there. Colin, somebody send me a picture of dancehall artist Mr. Vega, clad in a green dress, ready to go to a party.
No, so
is it a fake thing or
I must AI that. I must AI that, yeah, brother.
Is AI?
I think so. But Obi, I have to run. I have to run.
All right, my friend. All the best.
Blessings. And before I go, to all the viewers and listeners, I want to play back a clip from RGR. We played it when we start this morning. I think we played it twice. But we played it this morning. Listen to this.
Securities Limited Director
Hold on,
Hugh
let's get it
Cross.
from the start.
Former Stocks and Securities Limited Director Hugh Croskery, his daughter Sarah Meany, and ex-CEO Zachary Harding are being questioned by authorities on reasonable suspicion of breaching multiple financial and corporate laws. The Financial Investigations Division also says multiple electronic devices and documents related to the collapsed investment firm were seized during today's pre-dawn operations in St. Andrew and St. James as part of the ongoing investigation into the collapsed investment firm. The Financial Investigations Division says investigators are assessing all matters arising and forensically inspecting all evidence collected. Croskery, the founder of SSL, his daughter and her husband Dermot were taken from separate premises in St. Andrew and Kempshot District, St. James, during the coordinated operations that included FID, the police, and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency. The FID said Croskery and Meany were taken into custody on reasonable suspicion of breaches of the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Larceny Act, and the Banking Services Act. Harding reported to investigators this afternoon to be questioned in the presence of his attorney. Harding is being interrogated on reasonable suspicion of breaching the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Securities Act, the Banking Services Act, and the Companies Act. Meany's husband, Dermot Meany, was arrested for an alleged breach of the Firearms Act, which the FID claimed was discovered during the operation. The FID said Dermot Meany, a licensed firearm holder, was found in possession of ammunition exceeding the legally permitted amount. According to the FID, documents related to SSL and multiple electronic devices were among the items seized at the premises where Meany was held. Earlier, the FID said its operations were linked to alleged fraudulent activity at SSL, which became public in January 2023. To date, the only person charged is former SSL client relationship manager, Jean-Ann Panton, who was slapped with multiple offenses in February 2023. Panton has claimed that her initial confession was made under duress due to an alleged offer from Hugh Croskery. She has since recanted the confession and denies any involvement. Croskery has denied the allegation. The FID previously indicated that more than 200 client accounts were affected in the alleged fraud, which it said involved over $30 million. A company owned by sports legend Usain Bolt is among the impacted clients. Earlier this year, Bolt expressed displeasure over the pace of investigations. And the Director of Communications...
All right, that is it. I want to thank Obi for joining us. Schoolboy joined us earlier. Thanks to all of you in the chat room, all viewers and listeners, all subscribers to Portland Spice TV. Thank you very much. This has been Talk Jamaica for yet another Sunday morning. Join me tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock for the Colin Bell Show, right here on Portland Spice TV. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you, make his face shine upon you, and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock, Colin Bell said, peace. Happy Sunday.